All right, we're going to study logical fallacies by perusing a debate on the legalization of marijuana from 1968. Now, they talk very fast in this, so there's going to be a lot of rewinding, a little tapping on the mic thing to rewind.
Smoking marijuana automatically transforms an otherwise normal human being into a depraved... Let me ask you a question. Do you really believe that smoking marijuana automatically transforms an otherwise normal human being into a depraved and raving dope fiend? We know that too many kids hooked on heroin began with marijuana. On the books, possession of marijuana is classified...
Real quick, do you know, we also know that too many presidents began by smoking marijuana. Like the last 4. I'm just pointing that out.
Became heroin addicts?
No, became fucking presidents.
Oh.
Like you also become a president.
I mean,
you can randomly fucking
George
say
Bush
all kinds of different
things. On the record, like, said he smoked crack in college. Like, junior. I don't know about senior. I don't know if senior partied like that in his college days.
Oh, back in those days, they
Gosh,
just
this
drank
dude
a lot
looks
of
like
booze and molested children.
This dude looks like such a cop, though.
He does, doesn't he?
Plus, I love nobody's just like, how about alcohol? You know, the thing that gets you fucked up that parents will let their kids do sometimes? Maybe that'll make kids go, hey, maybe getting fucked up on other stuff is cool.
Wow, is there a drug I can take that keeps me awake so I don't pass out when I drink a whole bottle of fucking tequila? Yes, it's called marijuana. No.
That's when I smoke a blunt. And I can just keep drinking. That's the craziest. That is like an absolute monster of a human being. It's just like, do I just smoke weed? And it's like, I can just drink more. It's fine. Because isn't that a thing with Coke? Like, I've heard people
that's
like,
why people do Coke.
Yeah, people are like, there was a point in time where I was just doing Coke so I could keep drinking.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah,
exactly.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
You may be bound by public policy to enforce the law, but privately now, just between us. Don't you think the law is stupid?
It's still a law. Possession of marijuana is a felony. It is classified as a narcotic by the federal government.
Okay, that logical fallacy is called the shit in your ear fucking fallacy. It goes like this. I had some shit in my ear when you said that last statement, so I'm going to pretend you didn't fucking say it and then just answer the question that I want to answer.
I love that he's a hippie, like the guy he's talking to, but the not hippie guy talks slower than the hippie. Like, that's...
Well, wait till Jack Webb starts fucking talking.
Oh, Jack Webb, he gets some words in?
Yeah, we got Friday and Gannon, and this is Gannon talking from MASH.
Space distance, it warps judgment.
No law that restricts what I can do to myself in the privacy of my own home, on my own...
By the federal government. It changes perception of time, space, distance. It warps judgment.
No law that restricts what I can do to myself in the privacy of my own home, on my own land, is a good law. Well,
he's libertarian.
Yeah, that's kind of libertarian. But, I mean, in a sense, he's right. When he's talking about drugs, I mean, he is talking about the fucking Bill of Rights.
Yeah, no, you should be able to get fucked up.
Yeah, the Fourth Amendment, he's right. You do it in the privacy of your own home if you're not hurting anybody. You should be able to fucking get fucked up.
I'm just saying, nowadays, the people you would think would side with this guy are siding with the other guy. They're just like, stay off of my drug land. All right.
Policemen have no right to tell me if I may or may not smoke cigarettes, drink liquor, or use narcotics.
Or get a vaccine.
My body is mine. What I do with my body is my business.
You know, this entire new wave, this new form of declaring personal freedoms in this country is disturbing.
Yeah,
this
new
I'm a
thing.
Officer, because I'm a citizen.
This new thing, that logical fallacy is called the I just woke up yesterday.
This new thing of people wanting to express themselves and you know,
this
be
newfangled
happy.
bill of what? The fucking Fourth Amendment. Who? This new fancy-dancy constitution.
Citizen. I'm a member, too. You people all stand on the same platform, the same termite-ridden, decayed planks. What about my freedoms, my rights, my family's way of living? You don't concern yourselves with that, do you? You say no law or authority has the privilege of depriving you of anything, so long as it concerns only you. Isn't that what you insist?
Precisely. I claim the birthright to live my life as I deem fitting and proper.
And what about me? I don't blow weed. I don't drop acid.
I don't blow weed. That logical fallacy is called farting jazz. That's when you pull a bunch of jazz slang out of your ass so you can sound like you're hip.
That's just the way that I talk, yo. Vocabulary skills I'm ill. You know what I mean?
Hey, hey there, Mamacita.
I don't blow fat bags of Endo. I don't even snort yayo.
If you want to turn in, tune off, and drop acid, that's your business, Daddy-O. Corn pop. But don't crowd me, Mamacita.
I don't fucking blow weed.
I don't blow weed.
Just like, I want to be hip with the kids.
When you do, you lose judgment. You have hallucinations.
I know where it's at.
Hallucinations that can and do prove dangerous. Not only to you, the user, but to people around you. People who don't want your warped and distorted sensibilities to interfere with their way of life.
I never got a lot of hallucinations smoking weed. I did. No. Motion sickness pills, though. I used to swallow fucking handfuls of motion sickness. Yeah. Fucking, that's what's caused all my brain damage. Fuck that, dude. I used to fucking hallucinate.
Spice. Over-the-counter drugs, dude.
I saw a 50...
Growing up in the burbs, you'll do anything to try something new. It's the worst.
I saw a red 1955 Ford pickup truck drive across a cloud once.
Damn, really? I didn't know it got you that fucked up.
It got me that
No, I think DXM is different than that.
I went on an airplane and took a bunch and fucking looked out the window and I saw another car like just mowing through a fucking outlet mall.
In the clouds?
No, I was looking down at the city.
Oh, okay.
And I saw... There's no way I could see it.
Yeah, exactly. That's insane. By the way, the host guy looks very uncomfortable right now.
Which guy? The Timothy Leary guy?
Yeah, he's kind of like, just like, I don't know, I feel like I sided with a hippie.
oh, you mean Jack Webb?
Yeah.
Joe Friday? He's a jazz fan, so this could all be bullshit for all we know.
Sometimes even to the point of taking their
life. He has 1,000 albums collection.
Me, what gives you a privilege greater than God's? You go
Who
ahead.
brought God into
you
this,
live
dude?
Your life the way you see.
Humans we know are real. All right. I'll back it up 10 seconds.
Sometimes even to the point of taking their life. Now suppose you tell me, what gives you a privilege greater than God's? You go ahead. You live your life the way you see fit. But don't you crowd me.
Don't crowd me, man.
I demand the self-same right. And so far, the thin line separating your kind from mine are the laws of this country. That's why there's a stiff one for marijuana.
I don't think he likes white people.
And what about liquor? It blurs vision, slows reaction, causes mistakes in judgment. At one time, there was a law against that, too, was there not?
Joe Friday gets really fucking defensive when you start fucking talking about scotch. Liquor. Dude, he gets angry.
I mean, his name is Friday.
He lives for Friday.
So a man likes happy hour.
You don't automatically classify them as alcoholics. But arrest a kid for smoking marijuana, and you throw that book at him. It's senseless and you know it. I'll tell you what I know. I know that, in fact, too many kids that begin with pot end up with heroin, then on to LSD. I know that if you drink, you suffer a loss of judgment if you drink to excess. But I also know that judgment returns when you sober up.
When you sober up the next morning and there's a fucking child's shoe attached to your bumper.
I love that in his brain it went weed, heroin, LSD. Like, you're gonna take acid before you're like, let's get Ron, dude. Like, what? That's the fucking...
You're a fucking heroin addict. And Joe Friday says, you gotta quit before it leads to something harder.
Yeah. You better stop taking heroin before you do acid, you crazy.
I don't want to do that heroin. It's okay. It's okay, George. It's okay, George. It's okay, George. Why don't you just inject some heroin? He's like, yeah, but it might lead to something stronger. Like LSD.
That's the most preposterous thing. It's like, don't you smoke weed, kids. You might start smoking meth. And then, mushrooms. You better not smoke mushrooms, because after that, you'll start taking dabs. And that's like weed, but gross. And then, you'll go to kratom.
Next thing you won't be able to stop. Next thing you know, you won't be able to stop eating fucking Smarties.
And then, yeah. Then it's just gonna be CBD gummies all goddamn day.
And
or else you're gonna be
Coca-Cola.
fucking shaking without your CBD.
It's gonna be gummies and Coca-Cola.
You start with weed and you end with diabetes. You fucking idiots.
You know, you start with heroin and then you lead to diabetes. Oh, volume.
Oh shit. Good call. I'm glad I backed it up 10 seconds.
Judgment returns when you sober up. I know, and so do you. When you flip out on an acid trip, you never know when you're going to slip out again.
That's like the Norm Macdonald thing where he goes, it's like it's been 20 years and I haven't gotten a fucking flashback. It's like another lie from the big acid companies.
What, the whole thing about cracking your back and maybe getting an acid
Well, he had a bit
flashback?
on Letterman. He had a bit on Letterman where he's talking about how he likes LSD. He's like, that sounds like a really good deal. Like, I pay $5 for a hit of acid. I take it. And you're telling me 20 years later, I get a free trip? He's like, I like a lot of bang for my buck. That sounds like a good deal. It's like 20, 30 years have passed, no flashback.
Yeah.
Another big lie from the acid
I was
companies.
told it stores, or it's
In
like
your back,
stored in
yeah.
your spinal cord. And so, yeah, if you crack your back, it's,
Yeah,
I mean, I
that's a
never,
bit.
They also say the only way to test it is to do a spinal tap, which is also bullshit.
I never fucking, yeah, I mean, I don't know what places like, I mean, I feel like LSD is probably out of your system in 3 days.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, as far as not knowing when a spiral is gonna end, it's gonna end in about 8 to 10 hours at the longest. That's otherwise you got something that's laced. But usually acid is either just a designer drug that they're told is acid, and it's just like acid, but it tastes gross and isn't quite as good, or it's acid. I don't know. It's hard to lace powder and shit like that into what is just a liquid soaked onto a piece of paper. You know
I always imagine what these fucking cops, what Dragnet cops would be like during The Wire. Be like, they're like investigating Omar murder. Yeah, I think he murdered so and so. He's like, well, I'm gonna investigate the fucking gang angle. Investigate the gang angle.
investigate.
He's a suspected homosexual also.
I don't know. Shit seems sus.
Yeah, he's being investigated for 12 homicides. Yes, and I also believe, and we suspect he may be a homosexual. Yeah, rest in peace.
You'll love prison.
Michael Smith. Dude, Omar going to prison was dope. You've ever seen that show?
I've seen some of it, but not all. You know what's
duct
crazy
tapes. He
about...
duct tapes fucking phone books
crazy?
to his stomach. And then he comes up to a guy, and the guy tries to kill him, and he fucking jams the knife up his ass, and then he goes and then licks his earlobe. He's like, it's a shame. We could have made some babies, me and you. Because he's a big, bad, gay
Is that
murderer.
Idris Alba's character?
No, Idris Alba's character, he doesn't like gay people.
You know what's crazy about that show?
What?
Is Idris Alba's in it, and there's that blonde lady that plays... Holly.
Oh, from The Office?
In The Office, but they bring up The Office in the show. They bring up The Wire in The Office.
Oh, yeah.
And they have two actors that are in The Wire on the show. Idris Alba plays a character, too, for that short story arc.
Yeah, what was the thing that he did at the restaurant? What did Michael try to impersonate somebody? Oh, no. He was doing The Sopranos because he kept going, gabagool.
Gabagool, yeah. I want myself dressing on the side. Or no, what is he? Is it dressing on? No, he says something different. I don't know. All right, let's keep going.
A couple of years ago, we've had time now to see and study the effects of LSD. People who haven't had a dose in weeks sail out on another trip. They never know when. The minute they drop one...
That's a logical fallacy called lying.
Yeah, did he just say they've been doing tests?
Yeah. According to the research,
30 years.
Flashbacks are real.
They said 20 to 30 years.
Yeah,
honestly,
LSD had only been illegal for a year at that point.
Honestly, though, I mean, I think Timothy Leary is like one of the people on the forefront of like LSD and like bringing it to the attention of the world.
Yeah, which
Or at least
a lot
in
of people
America.
blame him for it being criminalized. Because he made it seem like a freakish fucking thing. Before that, it was people like Cary Grant, like mainstream people.
Yeah, but
who were
like
into it.
it
Jackie
could've-
Gleason did acid.
I mean,
Groucho
they
did
could've-
acid.
But listen to me. They could have found something just because, like, if it was 30 from where this was It could have been people having flashbacks from like World War II and shit like that.
Oh, they were dealing with PTSD.
Yeah,
trauma. That's what it was for. That was what they were using it for.
Exactly. Like, so I don't. That's they didn't have a control for that study, so it shouldn't be even fucking validated by anything.
Anyway, they bought the farm. They've lost any chance to depend on and even restore that most precious of all inner senses, judgment. And to my way of thinking, without judgment, you might as well be dead. Your brain is, so why not the rest of you? We were talking about marijuana. We still are. Marijuana is the flame. Heroin is the fuse. LSD is the bomb. So don't you get it?
LSD is the bomb.
This guy is such a fucking weirdo.
I gotta commend them though. They did the whole episode is just this debate.
It's fucking. But like, imagine watching
Being
something
that
like
stupid.
this today and being like, somebody being like heroin, and then at like, people would be like, do you do drugs? And it's like, I mean, like, sometimes I do acid, and they're just like, oh, so you don't do like drugs.
Well, I have a feeling it was this fucking stupid back then. I can guarantee you there were fucking stoned people watching this shit, and then like there's probably one guy in the living room getting angry about it, and then like everybody else is just sort of laughing.
Yeah, probably. I don't know how serious the DARE program was taken, so
I don't know.
I don't even remember those memes growing up.
I remember they just played us some after school specials, and then they gave us this box with a little with all these displays. It was a display box to show us what different drugs looked like. I was like,
that's pretty cool.
It is. I mean, I guess they should have taught people how to use drugs responsibly. I could have used better.
Just like sex ed should be teaching kids how to fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
How to fucking fuck good. So these kids are out here having good sex.
13-year-olds don't even know where a fucking clit is. It's fucking insane.
It's like, learn about analingus.